Hey, everybody. Hello. I'm actually going to be on screen tonight. I got a new computer. Y'all will be happy to know. So just let me know because I got a new microphone too. So y'all have to let me know if you're hearing me, please, before I go through and welcome everybody. I will make sure this is working. I mean, I have the whole setup and I did this background because I thought it looked like a Miami office building. Sounds good? Awesome. Let me check this out, y'all. This is Amazon's amazing. But yeah, I am loving this new computer. My mic is cracking. Well, I picked it up. Is it really cracking? Y'all tell me. In the past, I've worn my AirPods, but I'd rather not do that because it makes my ears itch. So, okay, True Crime Wifey says it's cracking. No one else? It might have been because I picked it up and touched it. Okay. Yay. Well, I'm excited. I have spent time going through and bookmarking things because I thought we'd set the stage, being that it's Halloween and all. And I want to go through with the significance of October 31st. And then we're going to get to that jail call because I think y'all saw my short today. It just ticked me off. Somebody said, this is AI. They wouldn't be that stupid. You must be new to the case. Okay. I'm not going to do an AI jail recording. If it's AI, it's just a silly video. But let's go through. I saw some new people, so I'm happy y'all are here. Hey, Judy. Hello. Yeah, never hear Wendy on any calls. I think True Crime Wifey said there's one that she's on, but I looked for it today. I couldn't find it. That doesn't mean it's not there. There's just so many. Pudding Cup. Hello. Yeah, Wendy said it herself. She wouldn't talk on the phone or text, only in person. And did you notice, was it the last trial that Georgia asked her, did you ever have any secret meetings afterwards? Maybe it wasn't that trial. I've watched so many, but Wendy's like, no. So they got the goods. She's going to get arrested. So everybody just calm down. I know, I'm antsy too. Hello, is it Natalia? Natalia Nokoriakova. That's a really pretty name. Welcome. So happy you're here. And I'm sorry if I butchered that. And hello, Witnessing Reality. I like that. You've watched a few of my videos. I answered earlier my profession, but this is a hobby. I am not a professional. I am a senior director of sales and marketing, but I do a lot of videos. I do a lot of marketing. So I've got experience doing that, but no, crime has just always kind of been a passion. I'm in my 50s, and when I was 22, there was a murder in Nashville where I live. And it was the Janet March case, if any of y'all remember this. And she was murdered by her husband, and they were Jewish. His dad helped him roll her in a rug, dispose of her body somewhere in Kentucky. They've never found her body, but he fled with the kids to Mexico. It was a real nightmare. But I remember driving around looking for her. I mean, I'm talking miles from where I live. And her car was found not far from here either. So that was probably my first big interest in true crime. I mean, before that, the OJ case, but I don't know if I really count that. I even have a mouse now, y'all. So happy to see y'all. Cherry, hello. I'm glad it's 8. Laura Lee, pretty name. Welcome. Best day ever. You heard a portion of the shorts and couldn't believe what I was hearing. I know people were like, this isn't real. No, it's real. We're gonna play it all. Salt and Pepper, one of my biggest fans. Thank you. And yes, thank you. I do this for fun. And I want to let y'all know, a lot of people have been saying they can't comment on the shorts. I think YouTube just limits it when you're on your cell phone. But I think if you're on your computer, it should be a lot easier. So I don't know. And either that or Wendy's trying to shut me down. Good luck. All right. Let's see. Yeah, be sure and like and share. I would love it just to keep growing. And my goal is to just let everybody know about Wendy because everybody knows it's Wendy, the best song. And I'm going to keep doing this until she's arrested. So some lady wrote today, "Oh, get over it." I was like, well, thank you for commenting. It helps my algorithm. Thank you. Hey, Beach Bum. I hope everyone had a good Halloween. I was one of the pink ladies today. My team, we were all the pink ladies. And one girl was Frenchie and wore the pink wig. We had some great trick-or-treaters tonight. 8:02. Was I 2 minutes late? I'm sorry. I had to freshen up my lipstick. Hey, Tom. Wonder if anyone dresses Wendy and Jill or George Estrada. Yeah, that would have been a good one. The problem is people in my life would be like, what the hell are you dressed as? As much as like even my bestest friends in the world, they're like, now what's going on with that? I just don't understand. Tennis, I know you're going to watch this on replay and I hope your flight goes well. Oh, thanks, Beach Mom. If Donna watches this, yeah, I don't know. You think she's in the reception center with a burner phone? Happy Halloween, Neverly. So happy you're here. Yeah, I wondered too. Hi, writing. Living the dream. Love those emojis. What a beautiful photo. Yeah, Wendy doesn't need a scary costume. That's true. Hey, Spill. Good to see ya. Yes. So happy, everyone. All my peeps. It's so good to see y'all. But happy everyone's Halloweening. I know I debated on doing one, but I was like, you know what? If no one watches it, it'll record. Hey there, PJ SoCal. Good to see you. And Neverly, Judy, we're getting there. I'm going to start playing videos. Don't worry. Look at us partying. I know, right? We just had a group of middle school boys, and they were in those dinosaur outfits where you kind of walk like this. And it was like 12 of them. I wish I had my phone with me. It was the funniest thing seeing it. Yeah. I like a good last minute costume. Sometimes those are the best. Sometimes they're the best. Hey, Top Cat. Imagine the creepy Adelsons coming to your door trick-or-treating. I know. I was thinking, I bet it was like their favorite holiday. I could kind of see that. I don't know. Mr. C, just so y'all know, if you're ever in trivia on this case, Mr. C is the champion for sure. And yeah, the jail calls are amazing. I mean, how many times have you just listened and fallen asleep to them? I love them. Detective. Proud of the crew. There's everyone in here now. Hit the like. Yeah. Thank you so much. Hey, Alice. Happy that you're here. Hey, Jennifer. So good to see you. Thanks for joining. Your cat's cute. Thank you, Armand. I'm glad my sound is good. And Lisa, good to see you. True Crime Wifey, hello. Natalia, loud and clear. GB. Did I ever tell you that that was my grandmother's nickname? Not for us, but that's what her husband called her, was GB. He would always say GB. Hey, Sam, do you see my sweatshirt? It's got Aubie on it. So I think you're the guy that's in Auburn. Hey, Debbie. Everybody says sounds good, sounds good, sounds good. Lower sound just a tad. I have no idea how to do that, but I will try. I have a really loud voice. Is that better? I don't know if that's better or not, but let's see. Sounds good, sounds good. All right. So hey, Kathleen, good to see you. What I thought we would do is go through, like I said, before I jump into that long jail call where, I mean, Charlie literally has just written the case for Wendy. They could just play that at trial and be done. I thought we would just kind of set the stage with October 31st, hear Katie testifying about it. I've written down, I've got it all bookmarked. And then, yeah, Wendy and everything like that. So, hey, Patriotic, it's good to see you. Good to see everybody. I'm sure she will. Clear cache, not data. Settings, YouTube, clear cache. Oh, Beach Bum, you love Albie. I love Albie too. Auburn is some of the best times of my life. If I missed anybody, oh, Rosa. Are prison calls going to be available from Donna? Probably not. Just so y'all know, a lot of people have tried, myself included, to get her jail calls from Leon County. They're not released because they're not evidence for something else. So the whole reason we got Charlie's calls was because they were entered into discovery and evidence against Donna. So that is why we got those. Breeze Girl, we're so happy you're here. And thank y'all so much. I appreciate the support. Sir Tedrick Walker, I'm considering going to Wendy's trial next fall in Tallahassee. I like it. Positive thinking. Fibbers will be on trial. Yes. Just another Smith. We're all on the edge of our seats. I know we're all waiting. Hey, Creative Minds, so good to see you. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to start with, I think I'll start with Katie McBanois testifying in 2 trials about, sorry, I'm just trying to get my place. I want to make sure I share the right screen. Okay. Of course, it's like asking me about my settings. Hold on. Okay. Well, I hope this works. It's always something. All right, select a tab. All right, y'all should be seeing that. All right, so we're going to watch a little bit of this. We're going to see Katie testifying in Charlie's trial. Again, we're just laying the groundwork for the October 31st. I just thought it was only appropriate. Just a little snippets of each trial, and then we'll get going.
2013.
Around Halloween or on actual?
On Halloween, yes, ma'am.
All right. What's your recollection of how that came up?
We were at a Halloween party in Lincoln Road.
Oh my God, loophole lawyer.
Right before we were about to go,
Fangirl
got in the car with me and he asked me a question.
What was the question?
Do you know anybody that can harm someone?
And did you know anybody that could harm someone?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Who was that?
Sigfredo.
And at the time, what was your relationship with Sigfredo?
It wasn't the best.
But he was the father of your children, right?
Yes, ma'am. He is.
So were you dating both men at this time, or were you only dating Charlie?
No, I was only dating Charlie.
Okay. And so he initially,
You're my favorite.
he, meaning the defendant, initially said, do you know anyone that could harm someone? Was he aware of your connection to Sigfredo Garcia when he made that statement?
Not that I know of. No, ma'am.
Did you suggest Sigfredo Garcia at that time to the defendant?
No, ma'am.
What did you say?
I just said yes and kind of left it alone.
All right. Did it go any further than that at that time?
Not that night.
All right. Did you know who he wanted harmed at that time?
No, ma'am.
All right. Had you become aware during the course of your relationship?
Okay, just loophole while you're here. I just have to say, I love it. Nobody fucks with Donna Sue Adelson. And it is the best. And I laugh my ass off every time I see Luis Rivera in the plastic booster seat. You're a gem. I love your work. Thank you so much. And I appreciate you jumping in. Have a good one.
With him that he had some kind of issue going on with his sister's ex-husband.
Yes, ma'am, I did.
What did you learn about that?
He was just stating that his family wasn't, his mom and dad was stressed and that his sister was having problems with her husband and custody of her 2 children.
And when did you learn that the person that the defendant wanted harmed was this ex-husband of the sister?
I believe later on.
All right. And when did you learn the name Dan Markel?
It wasn't until, I don't know if it was on my trial or when Sigfredo got arrested.
Okay, so even when he was killed, you didn't know the name of the person that was being killed.
Yes, I never knew his name.
How did the defendant refer to this person, if not by the name Dan or Danny Markel?
Wendy's husband.
All right, we're going to go to another one and see where she names again. She's going to again talk about how it was brought up on Halloween at Lincoln Road. God, I cannot stand how she talks. It's like freaking nails on a chalkboard, but let's play it.
Okay. Do you know what month?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when did you stop dating him?
Probably towards the beginning of 2015.
Okay. Was there a period of time where it kind of wasn't clear whether you were still with Charlie or dating Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Garcia.
I was working for Sophie Dental.
Okay. Do you know what month?
No, ma'am.
Okay. And when did you stop dating him?
Probably towards the beginning of 2015.
Okay. Was there a period of time where it kind of wasn't clear whether you were still with Charlie or dating Garcia?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And Garcia is your child's father, right?
Yes.
And what's your history with him? How long were you together?
I've been with Sigfredo Garcia since I was about 18 years old.
All right. So a lot of history there.
Yes, ma'am.
Fair to say that you're on again, off again quite a few times throughout your history together.
Yes, ma'am.
And during one of those off times, is that when you started seeing Charlie Adelson?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And then toward the end of Charlie Adelson, there was a little bit of overlap with the two men.
Yes, ma'am.
And that sort of is in the middle of the time frame that we're talking about here today, right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did Charlie Adelson first bring this idea up to you that I'm looking for someone to harm my brother-in-law?
This was around October. What stuck out in my head was on Halloween on October 31st.
Okay. And what year was that?
That was 2013.
Okay. And so on Halloween, what is your memory of what y'all were doing that night that you're able to remember that happened that night?
Well, we were out in Lincoln Road. It was like a kind of like a block party.
What
in
the hell is Lincoln
and
Road?
then
Someone
when
tell me.
When we were getting
Not my
ready
town.
to get into our cars, he jumped
what
into
is
my
that?
car, and he basically suggested that do I know anybody that can harm someone?
Okay. And were those the words you used, harm?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And did you know somebody that could harm someone?
Yes, ma'am. At that time, I mean, Sigfredo was the first person that kind of popped in my head.
Okay, so we got the idea there, Halloween. So we're going to go to this next one.
So you knew that the person that was going to be initially harmed was Wendy's husband?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you knew that there were issues, or what did you know about the beef with him?
Hey, there's Nancy.
I mean, he was just, he thinks.
No, that wasn't it. Okay.
Can we agree that's not true?
I think there were ups and downs and how they got along. I mean, you got to ask her. She was on the
Charlie
stand. I mean,
talking
she
about-
wasn't living her life.
Is it
Wendy
part of
and
your
Dan.
defense to minimize how nasty and contentious this divorce was?
No, my defense is to tell the truth.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Thank you.
Did you have any input on the decision to change the boys' names from Markel to Adelson?
Murder by one
Absolutely
stone.
not.
Do you and Donna have to protect Wendy?
No,
Yeah.
Does Wendy appreciate everything you and Donna do for her?
you got to ask her. I mean, she's my sister. I love her. I try to give her my best advice I can. If I care about her, and I give her my advice, whether she takes it or not, is up to her. She's a grown woman.
Let me ask it another way. Do you feel or isn't it true that you don't feel that Wendy appreciates everything you and Donna do for her?
And my sister had no idea what I've been through in the last, God knows how many years, and I wake up worrying, am I going to get killed? Am I going to get arrested? And she knows none of it. She's just going around her life, and I had somewhat of an innate anger towards her. You know, probably unjust because she didn't know what happened. But yeah, I was upset.
And weren't you saying on the wire that she doesn't appreciate what you and Donna have done for her?
Yep.
I don't know if I said that she doesn't appreciate what I've done
She
for her.
won the
I never
lottery.
did anything for her.
Okay, so that was my next
give her
question.
advice.
What have you done for her? Nothing?
Other than give her advice and care about her, be a big brother that
Yeah.
loves her. Like,
Would you say Wendy's a little bit spoiled?
in some regards, I mean, she gets a lot of help for sure.
Is she a little less savvy about how the world works
Yeah.
than you are?
I don't know. I mean, you got to ask her.
Could you trust Wendy with a secret that could ruin your life?
It's not a secret. It's something that would get me killed. So I didn't want to tell her.
Can we agree that she obviously knew something about this crime?
She found out when she came to court. I never told her anything.
I'm talking about the murder of Dan Markel. She knew something, right? I mean, it's not a coincidence she went to the crime scene, is it?
You're talking about the route that she took that day?
The
I'm
route.
talking about her pulling up to the crime scene tape.
She never went to the crime scene. She was going to buy a bottle of liquor that coincidentally the person sent her a stock the bar party for buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon that she
Coincidence.
was going to pick up. She wasn't driving to a crime scene. And I think she made that clear too. Nobody knew a murder was taking place.
She pulled up to the crime scene tape, Dr. Adelson.
She didn't pull up to the crime scene tape. She was driving down the street and then had to make a U-turn. It was blocked off. But she
It's
wasn't
like
going
she
to.
couldn't help herself. Isn't
Nobody
it?
knew a murder was going to take place.
She
help
exposed you
herself.
all to some degree by those actions, didn't she?
No, not at all.
And then she threw you under the bus in her interview, didn't she?
Nobody knew a murder was going to take place.
Yeah.
She knew her husband had just been shot and they were asking her who would want him dead, and she said your name. Are you mad about that?
No, she said a lot of people's names.
Well, she
Not at
said
all.
yours in the first 25 pages of a 5-hour interview. Isn't that true?
I wasn't there for the interview.
But you've
Yeah.
reviewed it in preparation for your trial, haven't you?
But you were
I don't
mentioned.
know if I've seen her interview.
He's never seen it. Oh,
There was a lot of questions of you about, didn't you do this murder with Wendy? Doesn't the state think you did this murder with Wendy? Are you familiar with your charges in this case?
Yes, I'm very familiar with my
All right.
charges.
And who are you alleged to have done this murder with?
I'm alleged to have done this murder with my sister, my mom, and my dad.
Would it refresh your recollection to review a copy of the indictment in this case?
mm,
I'm a slow reader, but I could read it if you want.
May I approach, Your Honor?
I will.
Okay.
Okay, so he's claiming he's never read his
This is the
indictment.
Official charging document in your
Right.
case, Dr.
And we're
Adelson.
gonna go
What does it
Forward
say
to
in
this
reference to who
when they
you are?
talk about
Not much.
the
The
Bulleit
Katie
bourbon.
Tech
This will come up in
need
the
to show on
recording.
what
If
some other
he's,
was arrest, custody at one point,
yes, to have,
notorious.
so until that point, nobody even knew. So giving her money for TV.
This TV is probably going to be about 5. I
Okay.
need you to bring cash tonight.
I wish she picked another object on planet Earth other than TV. But TV is code for absolutely nothing. There is
Yeah.
no code in this case involving TV. And you keep circling and circling and circling TV, you're wrong.
Is it a coincidence that the repair of the TV that you bought Wendy as a divorce gift because it was cheaper than hiring a hitman is your sister's alibi for the murder, and then your mom brings up TV, first call on the wire?
It's not an alibi for a murder. She had a broken TV. You got to ask Lincoln who threw the remote at the TV.
Was it a coincidence? Is the TV thing a coincidence? That's what I hear you saying.
Oh, that the repairman was there that day?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that is a coincidence
Yeah,
for sure.
coincidence.
There's a couple
All of it.
coincidences.
Coincidences.
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
I said there's a couple of coincidences in this case. I mean,
Yes, Bryce.
she had people send her an email to go buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon for their stock the bar party, and she was driving to a liquor store to buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon on that day at that time, and her friend sent the email, and you have the email and evidence. Like, is that a coincidence? Yeah, coincidences happen.
And that you
Yeah.
might not be the right Katie talk.
So he's defending
That
it,
doesn't seem
okay,
to really.
on the stand, but it's a little different with this call with Mama. All right, now we're gonna play a little bit of Wendy's, and I'm just laying groundwork. I know y'all are like, what the hell is she doing? I know what I'm doing, I swear. All right. This is Donna's trial.
After the divorce was final, was there any more litigation between you and Dan Markel?
There was.
All right, and who was the first one to file something after the divorce was final?
I don't remember who was first to file.
Because you both filed some things afterwards, right?
Well, Danny was supposed to pay me for the deal with our settlement was I was supposed to take my name off the title to the house, and he was supposed to pay me half the value of the house. So I went that first week and took my name off the title and then just waited. And when I reached out, when it was time for him to pay what he owed, he
heard that
said,
too.
I'm not going to pay it. And I asked why, and he said, I have my reasons. And so my attorney had to file to enforce the settlement agreement because otherwise he was going to be held in contempt. of
She's
court.
cheap, that's why.
The court had given him a deadline to make the payment, and he didn't make it.
He didn't make it.
So you filed a motion to enforce,
The settlement agreement.
and he filed a counter motion saying, well, I'm not paying because she's in violation for all these different things. Remember that?
I do. And then he accused my attorney of committing fraud.
Right. One of his big complaints was failure to facilitate the communication agreement, where I guess you all had some type of agreement to provide Skype calls with the kids to each other when you didn't have the children. Do you remember him complaining about that?
I do. I remember if I was 1 minute late, he would contact the parenting coordinator and complain that I was in violation.
Yeah,
That was
probably
a
'cause you're a
regular
total bitch.
complaint of his in this era of these filings, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. And when he sent an email, for example, 64N, let's see if we have that. Alleging these sorts of violations and including, quote, accusing you and your mother of making zero efforts to facilitate communication between he and the kids. Did you forward this email to your mother?
I don't remember if I did or not.
True.
And during this time period, did Dan Markel send you quite a few emails pleading with you to play nice? For example, March 7th of 2013, Wendy, I really regret that things have gotten to the place where they are. Do you think we could try to resolve more issues directly with each other to prevent so much of the unnecessary tension and cost? Things like that.
Yes.
Okay. But then you didn't seem to be able to actually play nice with each other, even though it seems like maybe that's both what you wanted, at least at certain points.
I was always trying to play nice.
Yeah.
Where you were threatening to hold him in contempt of court.
I wasn't threatening to hold him in contempt. That's what my lawyer filed. That's what happens
Well,
when
your
they-
lawyer represents you,
doesn't she,
stupid.
Mrs. Adelson?
She does, but I wasn't threatening him.
Did you cease all Skype communication between Dan Markel and the boys on March 12th of 2013?
I don't remember that, no.
Tab 54, please.
Mm-hmm. This is a few more minutes. Just laying the groundwork. Hey, Michelle, good to see you.
It looks like my attorney advised me to do that.
Did you cease all Skype conversations between Dan Markel and the boys?
Again, I don't remember. It's been a very long time, but if my attorney advised me to do it, then I probably did it.
Okay. And The day that you filed that
Love it.
motion to enforce the marital settlement agreement and hold Dan Markel in contempt, see if I can find that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the date of that filing?
It looks like it was October 31st, 2013.
12 years
Is that
ago
the
today.
same date that you backed out of the contract to buy a house here in Tallahassee?
I don't remember if it was the same date,
I don't
but
remember.
at that point, I didn't have the money I needed to buy the house
Georgia.
because Danny didn't pay what he was supposed to.
Okay, but you don't remember which day you backed out of buying the house?
I don't.
Could it have been the same day that this was filed? Halloween of 13?
It may have been.
Okay, and was it Charlie, your brother, who talked you out of buying the house?
No, I didn't have the money to buy the house.
So you don't remember him
Bullshit.
discussing that with you?
No.
Okay. And did your mom have a position one way or the other on whether you would buy the house?
I don't remember.
Doesn't remember. Conveniently.
The image that I just had up there, was this image sent to you on October 31st? How did this get onto your cell phone dated October 31st?
It looks like something my brother would have sent me at some point. I don't remember if
It's
it
the
was
picture of
what
Charlie
date
and
it was.
Katie. I don't think they
remember
showed it on
seeing
the
that
screen.
picture.
In
Okay,
Key
do
West.
you have any reason to
it was-
dispute the metadata associated with it on your
No,
phone?
no, ma'am.
Okay, and you recognize your brother in this photo?
I do.
And who's the woman he's pictured with here?
Katie.
Is that Catherine Magbanoa?
Yes.
He plays in the dirt. Happy you're listening.
So did your brother at any time send you this picture? Not at any time.
Exactly.
Did your brother on October 31st send you this picture and basically tell you not to buy the house because you weren't going to be living in Tallahassee much longer?
I don't remember him ever telling me not to buy the house or that I wasn't going to be living
Perjury.
in Tallahassee. I really wanted to buy that house.
Do you remember, after all the drama with the Skype, asking your mom, let's see if I can find it here, to
Okay. Now, y'all were one step ahead. This is Mary Hull. Now, the forensic financial person. I bet that is an exciting job. Okay.
You told us earlier that you analyzed Adelson Institute along with the bank account records of Donna, Harvey, Charlie, and Wendy Adelson. Well, first I want to show you the contract that's been shown to the defense
It is the worst in one.
for the purchase by Wendy Adelson of a home, I won't say the whole address, but on Whittendale Drive in Tallahassee. Okay. And what date did she sign this to purchase this home?
October 24th, 2013.
Okay, so she signed the contract about a week before Halloween of 2013.
Yes.
Okay, and how much was the purchase price for this home?
Sarah.
This is
Be a
$371,000.
good judge.
Did Wendy Adelson
Have a
have the
change.
means in her account to pay for a down payment for this home on Whittendale?
Yes.
True, Michelle.
Would it have been a real financial stretch for her to do that, or was she able to do that comfortably?
Oh, she could do that comfortably, for sure.
Comfortably could afford the house.
Did each of these members of the Adelson family, and when I say members, I mean Donna Adelson, Harvey Adelson, Charlie Adelson, and Wendy Adelson, have the means in their respective accounts in 2013 to pay the $1 million bribe that was discussed in the messages?
Yes.
Did each of the members of the Adelson family have the means?
Okay, and the last one before we get to the grand finale. So this is Wendy testifying in Charlie's trial. And there's just a couple little points.
upset about pulling the plug on the house, but now you don't remember it?
Well, it's been 10 years, so a lot of terrible things have happened since then. It's hard to remember.
Don't recall.
I really liked the house and was excited about it, but it was more than I can afford at the time. That's what I remember is
Liar.
talking with the real estate agent and having her say we'd find another house and it wasn't the right one.
Would you have any reason to dispute that that occurred on Halloween of 2013?
No, it probably did. I just don't remember.
Okay, and then a few months later, on February 14th of 2014, there was another filing. I want to draw your attention to page 379.
It doesn't have to dress up. See that?
I'm going to ask you what that document is.
Do you want me to read the title of the document?
Yes, please.
Oh yeah, very
Former
aggressive.
husband's counter motion to enforce marital settlement agreements, financial provisions, and incorporated motion for sanctions.
Do you remember this filing?
I don't remember this filing, but in anticipation of my testimony today, I refreshed and reread it.
Okay, and he accuses you in this filing of breaching the marital settlement agreement in various ways, right?
That's correct.
Okay, and committing a fraud upon the court by omitting the $200,000 in assets from your financial affidavit?
That is
in
what he
there?
was alleging.
And asked the court to sanction you?
Yes, that's what he
And-
said.
Okay, so again, you're both seeking the court to sanction each other. I mean, them's fighting words and lawyer terms, right?
Well, I was filing a motion to enforce a settlement agreement, so I don't think that's really fighting words. That's just asking the court to complete.
Okay, now we're going to go forward, this last part, to her drive on Trescott that we're going to hear Charlie vent about to his mom on the jail call. So we'll start here.
Not know.
Do you know why Catherine McBanois was on the payroll at the
chest
Adelson
off.
Institute?
Happy she's
I believe
breathing.
that she worked there.
What did she do there?
I know my brother met her at a dental office, so I'm guessing administrative work of some kind.
Did you ever observe her doing administrative work there?
No.
How did the killers in this case know that Dan Markel was planning to leave town the day after the killing?
I have no idea. I don't.
On the window,
To the cost, yeah.
okay. Where did you go after the TV repair man left?
After he left, I stayed at the house for a while, and I was working on some pieces of writing. I was talking with various friends. I had a friend in town interviewing for a job at FSU. I was making plans to go meet her. The time got too close before her interview. And then I had two friends that I would often meet on Fridays, just kind of last minute. And so we made plans to go have lunch.
All right, so what time did you leave the house to go have lunch?
I really didn't remember offhand, but I refreshed my memory and saw it was sometime around 12:45.
Okay, so it makes sense that you might have left your residence at about 12:30?
Sure.
Okay, and did you go to the crime scene or very near the crime scene on your way from your residence to, I guess, to lunch or to wherever you were going next?
No, I did not.
So you never turned on Trescott Drive that day?
I went to turn on Trescott Drive, but I saw that it had been blocked off by some tape, and so I just kept driving on Centerville.
Okay, and when you had to
And
turn
Josh.
around at the tape, right, to go back out?
I think I tried to turn right, and it couldn't turn, so I would have made like the kind of turn, like a K-turn, and kept going.
Was there a roadblock there with,
There was tape.
yeah, and an officer was there?
I
with
didn't see an officer, but I did see a car.
a law enforcement marked vehicle? Okay, did you have any contact with the officer?
No.
Okay. Did you do anything after that
Hey,
to try
Audrey.
to find out what was going on down that roadway?
No, I just assumed it was weather, or maybe a tree fell.
Had there been bad weather that day?
No, but it was summertime, and there's electrical storms and trees fall, so that would have been pretty normal for summertime.
Where were your kids supposed to be at the time that you encountered that roadblock?
They would have been at school.
And that's at the creative preschool?
That's right.
Look
Who
at
took them
Charlie,
to
y'all.
preschool that day?
Daniel.
Oh,
And who was supposed to pick them up from preschool that day?
Me.
All right, so did you know for sure that they had made it to preschool that day at the time you encountered the roadblock?
I just assumed, I mean, if they hadn't made it to preschool, Danny would have let me know, but
Did you attempt to call Dan Markel when you encountered the roadblock?
no, I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think it was related to the house.
Had you talked to Dan Markel or your kids that morning?
My kid
Okay, so I think we have laid that out. So what I'm going to do is real quick before we go to the jail call that's got the goods. I'm going to show you. So this is the little video that I made that somebody, I put it as a video and also a short, and somebody is like, that's AI, which really just frankly pissed me off. So just a second. All right, so we'll watch this and then we'll watch.
You're
Oh, sorry.
750,
Forgot to edit the stage. Hold on.
and then,
We'll start it over.
so what? 47 years. This whole 5 bullet bourbon for this whole house.
Yeah.
Have you? Nope. Like that? Nope. So that's only,
No, you're sweet, Audrey.
180 years of experience.
Yeah.
None of us have ever had that request in 180 days. It's only 80 years, 70, 150. And then,
Charlie is pissed.
so what, 190 years, 195 years of living on Earth between the three of us? No one's ever asked us to buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon for that night, for a night. And as soon as you drive by your Trescott Lane, it's blocked off.
Trescott Lane.
Yourself up a bottle of Bulleit bourbon and celebrate that night. And this is not your neighborhood. And we've already belabored all the reasons why it makes no sense driving down that street today. What's the one thing that the emails talk about that's more important than anything? Your location. Like, so it all fits together. Like, if she can't get in her explanation kind of sucks. Why should I want to drive in her Trescott?
Yes.
I mean, a better explanation is she couldn't help herself.
Mm-hmm.
And once you buy that, everything else just looks like a rich, crazy family who wanted relocation, who did this, and she's a part of it, and that's why she's driving down the scene. Make sure it was done.
Yep.
Everything else is like, well, the shoe fits. You know, like you're the one that benefits, and you're the one that's showing up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit. That round at that time on that day.
Yeah.
Just that pure TV man left.
Mm-hmm. All right. So now y'all have got it. So let's switch. All right. So now we're going to get into the jail call. Okay. And at about 40 something minutes in, it is the exact piece that I used in that video I just showed. Okay. There was no AI. I personally think, yeah, Charlie's pissed. Okay. I mean, he's pissed, but he knows he's being recorded. I think he was like laying it out there, just like he hinted, like, yep, should have gone on vacation, should have gone on vacation. He was letting his mom and dad know you need to go. And I think that was his way of rolling on Wendy. That is my opinion. So this was recorded November 8th of 23. I'm about to start it. So this is Pretty Lies and Alibis, y'all. You need to follow her. She's amazing. She did great work with all these calls in 23, and she's a really cool channel. And I also got to meet her at CrimeCon, and I want to tell y'all, she's authentic. She's real. She was just lovely, and I'm proud to support her and be a subscriber. But I'm going to play this, but this is a really good one, and Harvey's chiming in and everything. And so with that, I will let it go, but I'll pause it after the part from the short, because y'all were like, oh, they didn't say it. They said it. They said it. They're stupid.
This is a prepaid collect call from an incarcerated
Yes,
individual
Gigi is
at the
awesome.
Leon County Jail. This call is not private. It will be recorded and may be monitored. If you believe this should be a private call, please hang up and follow facility instructions to register this number as a private number.
This
To
was
accept
November
charges
8th,
and consent to this recorded
2023.
call, press 1.
2
To
days
repeat,
after
thank
he
you
was
for using
convicted.
Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Yeah, she does.
Hi, honey.
Hey, hi, Joe.
You know,
Hey, guys.
it's so weird. I saw you try twice. All it did is come up voicemail. It never rang. It never did anything. It just kept. I think you had that with Blue one time. Just this voicemail. So
Yeah.
just look. Try again. I
I can try.
figured you try again this, so you would try Dad's phone, but I figured eventually you'll get it. So
By the way,
never
I
think
spoke-
badly
Does
of.
that help on volume?
Yeah, sorry.
No. I talked to Mike yesterday. Mike Ferrari.
Michael Mann.
Thank you. They're
Oh, Mike
Peter
Ferrari.
readers.
Okay.
Thanks.
Yeah.
About the boat.
I still have all
Yeah.
my makeup on from being a pink lady.
So I told him that,
I don't know.
you don't need to, it's not like you gotta do it tomorrow or anything.
Right.
But then he is,
Does he have it now, or is it at the house?
now in the house waiting for me to come home.
It's at the house.
And these calls can
So
kind of come in and out.
Did you
I
want
told him to call Janice. Yeah, I told him to call Janice. And, told him to call Janice, like there's no rush. I mean, obviously the guy's working, he's got a business, he's got a life. So I'm like, in the next week or two, just call her and make arrangements. And pick it up. And he's like, well, you want me to tell it to you? What do you want to do? I was like,
Net detective
he's like, I'll keep
is going to be
it
kind of faint,
around.
but it's cranked up.
And I said, well, I don't see myself using it anytime soon. And he's like, come on, you gotta think positive. I'm like, well, if you need a space or something, like, let's sell it. But if not, he's like, I'll keep it there for you. If I need the space, I'll let you know, but if I don't need the space,
Okay.
keep it in the warehouse.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right. Maybe that's like mentally that'll feel good.
Okay, I'll stop.
Yeah,
To it.
actually, I like that he's going to do that. That's good.
So he's like, no, he's like, if you want, I'll sell it. But then I don't mind. I'll keep it and turn it on for you. On a charger. Yeah.
Good. Okay. I think that's good. I think it's nice that he's doing good, and I think it's good.
So,
I love that, Robin.
Okay. So at least I know what's happening with that. Okay.
yeah. The dad took all the handies out of the house a long time ago, right?
Almost all. We have to go back. We have to open the safe again. Yeah. Almost all, honey.
Honey.
Everything that you
We got
We're
all your
worried
guns,
about.
honey.
we have.
I mean, like some stuff I want to go to Roman, but I honestly, stuff now.
Right. And we know, and Wendy knows exactly who it should go to. And we've already discussed that with her. Actually, Dad did that with her today. So she saw it, she knows. So yes, it's for Roman.
Yeah.
Yes.
I want to put stuff in there like you have to go to college before you get started things, and like that's what I have to do something.
All right, listen to me, Charlie. I know about the trust. Susan was here. Yes, was it yesterday? I'll lost track of the day. Yesterday, she was here. We went over everything with her. I know when he's supposed to get certain things. That does not mean that doesn't mean that. I mean, there's enough there. He doesn't have to wait until that age. He wants camp. He needs clothes. He needs whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. He'll have everything. I promise you. He will have everything that he needs. Okay? Bree's not going to be, calling and saying, oh my God, I need this, I need that. It's not going to happen. She'll call us and we will take care of it. So do not worry about Roman. He'll be well cared for.
And then if anything ever happens to you, she'll look after herself for him.
And if anything happens to us, Michael Mintz takes care of him. And because of the age, Michael and Dad are not kids. Because of that, anything with Michael, Wendy will look after it. And she's taking this very seriously, and she knows, and believe me, she will do everything right for them. She will. So we're not there. Dad and I are still here. So it's got a way to go, but yeah. But because of our ages, we ain't going to be here when Roman is older. So especially at the age that you set it up. So this way, Wendy will take care of him. Her nephew should take care of him. Don't have to even think twice about it. Trust me. Okay? He'll be fine.
That's good that Mike is taking care of the boat.
Yeah, that's nice that he's doing that.
Yeah.
Really.
It's good. Yeah.
Charles, every day, this is just what you said. You're in shock. We all are. This is unexpected. And it's terrible. And you're in a shitty place right now. And can't even get out of there. I mean, little by little, I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow. Dan said, I told you what he said. It could be 48 hours, it could be another day. I mean, he's trying, but he has no control. He could just talk to them and, make that effort. He can't do anything else. So,
yeah,
just think, okay, maybe I'll get out of here today or tomorrow, and things will start to just move a little bit. Just move the needle a little bit every day, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. It won't always.
Charlie, still there?
Yeah.
When he was making his will on his kids for like 4 years. This is like,
I know, Charlie.
This is, I think like, what I have to do to get out of this thing, I have to get out of this, so you deal with it.
You're fuzzy, Charlie. You're fuzzy, Charlie. You're fuzzy. I don't know.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? No, can you hear me now?
Yes, perfectly.
I'm just saying, like, to win an appeal, to get a new trial, to get a change of venue with a new trial, to get all 12 people to agree with you, all the time that you're going to be prepping and being refreshed and going over everything, to something that I'm not going to be as fresh and as recent as it is now, to to go ahead and like
you know, you say that now because you're not even 48 hours into this, but don't sell yourself short. You have other people that care about you. Things can happen, okay? So just.
Yeah. No, I get it. I just feel also like, listen, things come back on appeal on cases, but when it's the biggest case of people's career, like when you're a judge and it's the biggest case you've ever looked after, and you're a prosecutor and it's the biggest case you've ever done, like, you're not looking to make mistakes to get it back on appeal. You're looking to err in the direction that would make it impossible to come back on appeal. You know, like if you wanted to rule hard on certain things, you rule soft. If there's less things that, you know, you can't, like, if you made an improper ruling and didn't allow me to bring in certain evidence, well then that's a good reason to bring it back. But if you're ruling with the defendant, you can't say that you ruled against me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the guy that I was friendly with here he got into a fight with someone and supposedly he took a Corningworth dishware and broke it over the guy's head and then stole his car. And then he got like 15 years for it, right?
Yeah.
Because they actually charged him. They overcharged him. It should have just been like assault and battery. But they actually charged him with attempted murder.
Mm.
And so he was a fight. Anyway, that's his version of it. So his grandmother got him an attorney. The attorney charged him $7,500 to do the case. And the attorney, like when he showed up in court, the defendant, I mean the victim testified, right? His attorney kept calling the victim who was testifying by the wrong name. He didn't even pay attention to remember the guy's name who was the victim. So he got sentenced to like, I don't know, 15 or 20 years. And he was there for 10 years. And he was able to get like some part thrown out on appeal. And he was in prison for 10 years. And then he got 5 years probation. And then he was out. And then like 4 months into being on probation, he tested positive for cocaine. And he said it was because his stepson had killed himself. He said he thought he was just doing it to split his wrist to get attention, but he actually used the straight, like, barber, like, trimmer that you trim a beard with. Like, old fashioned one, a big barber, split his wrist and died in the house. So he went off the deep end and was doing cocaine again. And he failed a drug test. They had him here in Leon County for a probation violation for 16 months for testing positive. He was here for 14 months, and then they sent him to a 6-month rehab program. But I think what it was that they suspended the sentence for 15 years. So by that one probation violation, the prosecutor who was here before wanted to send him back to prison for 15 years. For probation violation. Because once you I had learned a lot about the law here. Once you violate your probation, they could send you back to the full amount of the sentence that was suspended. So he's out on probation, but it's that basically 15 years hanging over his head if he violates. If he violates, the guy was going to send him back for 15 years. It doesn't even go to the judge. It's already signed up with the court. It's called a PRR, like probation, reoffender, something or other. When you violate probation, you automatically get those 15 years. So that prosecutor left town after being here for 10 years. He got a new person on, and he was able to delay it long enough that they gave him just six months of drug rehab. So he got very, very lucky because the other prosecutor was the one who sent him away for like 20 years, and he came back on appeal for ineffective counsel, and he was able to show that for an attempted murder case, a private attorney should be like, he's like on an attempted murder case, a private attorney should be anywhere from like 50 to 75,000 to do a case like that. The amount of time that's involved, right? This guy charged him $7,500 total, the whole case. He's like, this guy didn't read anything in the file. I mean, that's including everything he had to do in the case, showing up, taking the case to court, taking the case to trial, $7,500. So he was able to show the court, like, look, the guy didn't do anything. Like, not only, he was able to show the court that he affected counsel. Like, there's no way that you could do this case for $7,500. What he did was he took my money, he didn't learn about the case, he probably spent 3 hours reading it, and then showed up in court, and he was calling the victim the wrong name the whole time. So he actually got really lucky. He did bash the guy over the head with a warning dish fire and break it over his head. And he said, like, he was been found guilty with a really good attorney. So it's kind of ironic because he had such a bad attorney, he got like part of his conviction thrown out of that counsel. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
But they found me guilty on all 3 charges. I didn't even read that, but like, but it was done on purpose. So it was like, if you ever came back on 1, you got to come back on all 3. In other words, I mean, it was basically, and you know, when Dan and I used to talk on the phone, you'd be like, I see you coming home in the car with me. Like, I picture myself driving you home from Tallahassee. You know what? Even though he'd say it, he believed it. You know, I tell you, like, what I felt in my gut. I never felt it. I was thought, man, that would be amazing. Play along with them, be amazing. I never like.
Do you know how many times I said, oh, we're going to meet you here, we're going to meet you there? I said, Kelly and I are walking out of that courthouse. I'm driving home. I want to do it. Whatever you say. It wasn't like, it wasn't something he said. He meant it.
Yeah. No, he knew. He said, look, we're going to have an answer for everything because you're innocent. Like, you can have a logical answer. If you don't, you can't have a logical answer for it. Why are you showing up at the scene of the crime? And then it makes it seem like you're coming up with excuses. It really does. When I told someone that was she over there, I was like, yeah, that's really true. You know what they said? That's gotta be like 1 in a million. I think it was family from Detroit. I said, no, she was really there. He was like, God, you gotta be kidding me. That's like the odds of that. He's always like an odd guy. You know who we're talking about, right?
He said, I did.
And he's like, you gotta be kidding me. That's like 1 in a million. Like that's, you can't even imagine the odds. I go, yo. That happened. Right after she spoke to her mom and her brother that morning. Like the reason for her being on Trescott at 12:30 Never sounded right to anyone. Except that's what happened. She was going to the liquor store that she used to go from that house, and that was the last time she did. And I think it should have been brought out. I mean, I think I did bring it out, but then Bulleit. When I went to dinner with her, they sat us at the bar. The drinks that they give you are those martinis, and they're really, really sweet, but they're loaded with alcohol. So she had one drink at the bar, and we sat down at the table, and had one drink with dinner. What I should have said is that those drinks are like 3 shots each one. So you have someone on an empty stomach, who has like a 0 alcohol tolerance, who just had 2 sweet drinks, but it's the equivalent of 6 shots. They put almost 3 ounces of alcohol in each martini. Second, the equivalent of having 6 glasses of wine. On an empty stomach, on a girl who is 120 pounds, who has no alcohol tolerance. She doesn't drink ever. Last time she went to a liquor store she was married 3 or 4 years earlier. That's the one she went to. And she picked it up on the way to lunch. That's the real reason. Nothing to see here. The one time she left that house, she drove by at 12:30 without having a reason to be at the house. Like, how many miles away is she? How many different ways to get there? All these to Trescott. You've done that down. You have to probably had yours sitting back there discussing this thing. So we believe that she just happened to meander by there at 12:30 on the 18th on her own. Do we believe her? And if you don't believe her, you really don't need to listen to both of you. You don't need to listen to anything else. You just go, well, what happened that day got her to where she wanted to be. So, I mean, think it's more reason that she has vested interest in driving by that house. She couldn't help herself. Sounds good. The way she worded it. She couldn't help herself. I mean, I feel like Dan was being a straight shooter and being honest and like breaking it down and explaining the case to people and like doing like being a lawyer. She was like she became like the guy on the radio said, Ms. Kappelman made it all seem like a movie and made it real. It was watching a 2-hour movie on the case.
He's right. He's right.
And that's true. She put a 2-hour movie together with autopsy photos 2 or 3 times. And it was basically, do you believe Wendy? Do you think she had a motive? Do you think that she wanted to move to South Florida? Here's the family's emails. Relocation is #1 priority. As soon as she drove down Trescott and she saw what happened, her #1 priority, #1 family's priority, you see it in her writing. What a coincidence.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
lay it out.
lay it out.
Lay it out. The sound of that is,
So what?
If Wendy fought her on the relocation thing, she would seem like a liar, and it wasn't that important. So then Wendy really, at that point, when he realized she was going to be in Tallahassee a long time, it wasn't that big of a deal.
Just real quick, you can keep hearing Donna's phone going ding, ding. So it's obvious she's like texting with somebody and just like, yeah, Charlie, yeah.
It wasn't.
So Wendy kind of like, they made it seem like Wendy didn't care that much. Well, back at it. She wants you to believe that she doesn't care about staying in Tallahassee. Well, that's why you're writing a book and you're talking about your motive of leaving. You had no intention of wanting to stay there. You felt trapped. You know, the email says relocation. Know your order. Number one priority. Put the kids in math uniforms.
Yeah.
Once she goes down Trescott that day, she knew she was out of there. And 2 days later, she was out of there. But she changed the kids' names, and she, didn't let the grandparents see the kids. I mean, they make all those facts get spun, not reality, evil. They make you sound sick and evil. And then once they make you sound sick and evil, you can't sound like somebody that's like, oh, I didn't really care if I was making a life for myself in Tallahassee. No, not a life you wanted. Not a life you got. Once you could just have faith and no one stopping you, and you left within 48 hours, did you? Yeah.
Sometimes I think, Charlie, that I was just going to say it's off topic, but not. Sometimes I think it's like ESP. So I don't know, 15 minutes ago, you said something to us about U.S. Legal and Ramsey. And
right.
So at 3:05, what time is it? 3:10. So five minutes ago, I see an email from Alex.
Oh,
it
nice.
seems that, because Dad has been digging into this since last year, and then we finally found out that the check was mailed, even though we had moved. It was mailed to the Icon, and remember Gene at the front desk?
Right.
He signed for it. We found that. I mean, we were literally like little investigators here. So we got that information, and then it took. Dad went to Wells Fargo. He went to different people there. Then it finally had to go to the legal department. A whole to-do, and then the end result is that the only person at that point who could pick it up was Alex or you.
Yeah, what it is, I had a power of attorney that they would not accept.
They wouldn't accept it. So in any case,
Alex
he just took a picture of it. He said, I got it. Let me know the address to send it. So,
that was the $5,000 check.
Yeah.
Yep, a little over 5.
Yeah.
That was what we were
Got to read on.
The two big things for Ryan are going to be, he was writing checks to people that don't exist in real life. So I was writing checks to like Kyle Kalinowski and Nicholas Milano. And then he told me I was funding cases that were deferments of Nicholas Milano. Except he was taking those checks and he had someone on the inside of the bank or go to the check cashing store and then cashing it. And then when I closed the company and I wanted to find out what's going on with Nicholas Milano's case, he said, client is in jail. He sent me back, the client was in jail. Henry Jones, the client is incarcerated. But what he was doing was I was lending to people that don't exist in the real world. And then he was able to cash those checks somehow. And then he was just going to lie to me and tell me the cases went belly up. And he was telling me that there were cases with the burners. That was the institution, that was the fraud. Okay. Mm-hmm. Then the embezzlement was when I was lending to good cases, he was having the person write the check to him personally. So I lent $5,000 and the case settled for a lot of money, go back $14,000, right? What he was doing was he had the Bermans writing the check for $1,000. So I'm lending $5, I'm due back $14, case settles, write a check to Ryan for $1.
And the Bermans sold the rest.
What?
And the Bermans sold the rest.
Well, and their client, because they were able to get their client. Wouldn't it be great if you could get a $5,000 loan and then 3 years later pay back $1,000? That's got to be like the best loan business
That's
in the
a
world.
real good loan. right?
So really, why would the firm think that I'm taking back less than, so they're signing contracts where they screwed up themselves. They signed a contract with U.S. legal funding, telling U.S. legal funding that we had a lien on the case. So when the case settles and the funds are distributed, I have to get paid back. So I put 5,000 down, I get 14 back. Okay. Well, the case settles. They pay $1,000 to Ryan Fitzpatrick. And then when I ask him what's going on with the case, he tells me it's still in litigation. And I go, okay, still in litigation. No, the case has been settled and Ryan has been paid. So what the firm did was over 13 checks, they paid him $63,000. But the total, so they paid Ryan personally $63,000 over 13 checks. But what was actually the real amount that was owed was like $400,000 or $500,000. So he took pennies on the dollar of what was owed on the loan amount. Just like I was owed 14 and he got paid 1. I mean, I was probably owed $400,000 or $500,000 was the outstanding balance. But they paid less than principal on the loan, and they paid him to Ryan. So they loved him. What a great deal. And he loves them because it's getting free money. And their clients are loving their lawyers because they're borrowing $5,000 and paying that $1 from a trust account.
Right.
And then meanwhile, they're just hoping I go to jail. And it was the only thing I could have done is go call my friend and say, what the hell is Ryan doing? He said, he told everyone I stabbed him in the back. The victim. The Italian victim. You know, would show up and be like, oh, man, I love Charlie so much, but you wouldn't believe what he did the other day. And then you tell him what I said, and it's like, oh, you know what? I shouldn't say anything. We're going through a hard time. You know, it's doing it every time that I told him what he said. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to get involved in this. So what happened is, I would go to Darren and I'd be like, Darren, is Ryan doing something? Like, is he talking about me? Like, you know, no, he was yelled at me. He's like, stop with this Ryan. It's got nothing to do with Ryan. Like, of course, he couldn't tell me. Yeah, my wife hates him because Ryan poured poison in her ear. The reason I'm pissed at you is because of the things you said about my kid, because Ryan told me. But here I am asking him, so maybe I have a guilty conscience, and I'm like, oh, I know I said something to Darren about Darren's kids to Ryan. So, but you think Darren wants to get involved? He's like, he's smart. He doesn't get involved in other people's shit. He's like, I got my own life to live. I don't get involved in other people's shit. I got my own stuff. Like, that's his attitude of life. Like, it's smart. Well, like, I'm like, if I say something to you, I knew it had to be him. But Ryan was playing it like he cared about me so much. You think Darren's going to go to the person and source Ryan and tell me like where I heard what you said? No, of course not. Here's the question: why would Ryan lie? He's been running 25 years. Why would Ryan lie? And this is Darren because he's stealing my money and he needs you to hate him. I can't go to the police and I can't sue him. So what would I do? Well, my friend Darren. What friend? The ones that hate you? Like, and I knew it. I knew that in 2017. The problem was when I was asking my friends, was Ryan behind this? Everybody didn't want to get involved. No one wanted to say, yeah, he told us, but he also told us not to say anything to you. Like, he made us promise. He poured the poison and then acted like your friend. So who wants to get involved in that shit? So I knew I had a feeling the 17 was asking him. I knew that's what it had to be. But he wouldn't even tell me it was that. I guess he'd turn Ryan and he'd be in the middle of a mess. So it was like, and all the ways Ryan was always super nice. He'd be nicer than everybody else because he was turning everybody else against me.
He was making out like shouldn't say like a bandit. He was a bandit. He was a bandit.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. You know, and then when I told him he had to pay the money back, that's when he threatened me to go to the police. I'll tell the FBI everything I know.
Yeah.
You know, and then next thing I know, I'm sitting in a courtroom with Capitol telling everybody, even if it's best friend Ryan Fitzpatrick said, the defendant says you can get away with murder if you keep your mouth shut.
Ooh. Yeah. Right. What a liar. What a liar.
Yeah, you're a liar. They're stealing and posting shit online and like, but hey, maybe I said that to him. I mean, like, you know, like, and then we had a falling out, and now, like, it doesn't matter. She's still bringing that into closing. I'm sitting in the closing with my wife. Well, she's bringing up the guy who stole my money, got rid of my friends, and now he's a witness. To what? A witness to nothing. But it just shows one more person. I mean, she was talking about Ryan, even his own sister. Even his own sister said when asked about this, like, it's almost like then she started making it seem like Wendy was saying the whole thing was like the way she phrased it and the way she threw it out there.
I heard it.
She threw it out like, look, even his own sister's throwing him underneath the bus. Like his best friend, his sister. You know, like it's just adding it on. But it's like they kind of like. Starting to realize it defeats your theory if you're like, well, if she knew she had to do with him, and that's why she was showing up there. So why would she be throwing him under the bus 10 minutes later? Like, but people can't think past that.
Right.
Like, if you really were in cahoots, why would she be like just throwing names out when she goes to the police and she's freaking out? If we weren't in cahoots. But it's like, and one time the story looks good when I can throw the bus with her. One time it looks good when I can throw Wendy underneath the bus. Like, I just, you know, when Dan told me we're coming home in that car together, I said to him, that would be awesome. That would be the happiest day of my life. No, it's going to happen. You're going to be playing with Roman. You're going to be good. Like, Dan, like, but you know when someone says something and you're just like, from your mouth to God's ear, like, that would be great, but like, I'm not like, it didn't mean anything I said, like, I didn't feel it in my bones, like, I really didn't. I hope, but I wasn't like, I didn't feel it in my bones the way I felt like what it was going to be like in Tallahassee. That I felt in my bones. That I felt in my gut. You know, this was like just hearing talk and wishful thinking and like hoping that what he's saying is true and accurate. I mean, they did their opening in this.
No, just take 1 second. Take that off. Fine. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. No, they did the opening and then. You okay?
Yeah. Okay. I'm good, honey.
They did the opening in this case. Dan looked at me. It was like a blue, like a felt tip marker, like not a marker, but not a pen, like kind of in between. And so like almost like a highlighter type tip, whatever. They write his blue on a sticky pad. You're right. We will win.
Yeah.
Like he was so confident in that room. Like I was so confident. Like I literally like.
Lawyer, he knew what he was talking about. This was insanity. What happened?
Like it was, but it's like if the case was going bad, I wouldn't be this fucked up. I would be like, okay, like they came out with this or that, the other, like all the stuff that they had is all the stuff that in 2015 I knew they had, and that I was innocent, and they weren't going to have proof to show I did something I didn't do. Like that's it. Like I knew, like it was later that I found out that Wendy was actually trying to drive down the Trescott at 12:30 that day, but I know there was poor explanation of that. No, I didn't know until years later. I was like, why are they going so hard after Wendy? It makes like the sense. you or someone said she showed up at the crime scene, like right after it happened. And I'm like, no, I heard that, but like it was somebody else at trial who had a similar car. The person was like, no, she actually really did. She showed up. Within an hour. She helped herself. She's a little author. Couldn't help herself. Like,
Okay, y'all, here we come. It's coming up on it. Here we are.
like, holy shit. Guess what? If you're a cop, you know what you're asking? Why the fuck are you driving down Trescott when you live 10 miles away? To a liquor store? There's 5 other liquor stores close to your house. You want to go to this one? This is not the direct route for this one. You're still not taking a look. Taking an out of the way route to a liquor store that's 3 times longer than all the other ones. The way I'm used to going. Okay. Your husband just got shot and now you just bought a bottle of full of bourbon. Bought into it and driving by the ground.
I want to tell you something. If she didn't have the proof on that one, she would have been arrested. But that's just like
She would have been. Yeah. So let me get this straight. You drive 10 miles out of your way, past your husband's house, the crime scene cases up, he's shot in the head. You don't panic. You drive straight to a liquor store and you buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon. I mean, I know it's pronounced Bulleit in French or whatever, but everyone says Bulleit bourbon for that evening to celebrate with your friends. Had her friend just told her on the phone, oh, get some Bulleit bourbon, and then she just wrote it on a sheet of paper and then brought the paper with her and then bought it. Bring it. Oh my God, to buy some alcohol. Could have been bomb. I don't know, like, who pays attention to that? Like, I have never in 47 years, if not 47 years, been told to buy Bulleit bourbon and bring it to someone's house that night.
yeah.
Have you? Nope. Right? Dad? Nope. So that's only, 180 years of experience.
Yeah.
None of us have ever had that request. In 180 days, it's almost 80 years, 70, 150. And then, so what, 190 years, 195 years of living on Earth between the 3 of us? No one's ever asked us to buy a bottle of Bulleit bourbon for that night, for a night. And as soon as you drive by your Trescott Lane, it's blocked off, you go pick yourself up a bottle of Bulleit bourbon and celebrate that. And this is not your neighborhood. We've already believed all the reasons why it makes no sense driving down that street today. Like, it just starts falling on deaf ears. And I'm telling you, it's that simple. Use your common sense.
You just said it. Falling on deaf ears.
Yeah. But look at what they did. That's why they started with that. Because what happened to Trescott? They allowed relocation. What's the one thing that the emails talk about that's more important than anything? Relocation. Like, so it all fits together. Like, she can't, her explanation kind of sucks for why she wanted to drive in her Trescott at that time. I mean, a better explanation is she couldn't help herself. And once you buy that, everything else just looks like a rich, crazy family who wanted relocation, who did this, and she's a part of it, and that's why she's driving down the scene. Make sure it was done. Like, did you notice, like, they were, like, backtracking back and forth, and then they finally really backed off of Wendy because they realized, like, her cell tower showed that she was still at 5 miles away at 12:30 when Kate said, "Oh, I know it was already done."
Right.
So if Colby was 5 miles away, how could she be calling and saying, "I've already called and said that"? She was 5 miles away. It's just their story. So they kind of backed off of the time stamping on that. But everything else is like, well, if the shoe fits, you know, like you're the one that benefits, and you're the one that's showing up. Like, holy shit! Like, that's a coincidence. You know what I think? I think someone hears that in their ears, especially a mailman. I should have thought of that too. Like, a mailman just lives on routes, and those streets, and just knows how many different ways you can get to a place from point A to point B. Like, to say that you had to go down Trescott would make, I should have thought about that a little bit when we let that sergeant, the black sergeant with the mailman come on. But I should have thought of that and been like, you know, a mailman knows how many routes there are to get to someplace. So the probability factor starts taking a whole lot more when you said I had to take that route.
Yeah.
Like, that route or that time or that day, just that pure TV man left. Like, I honestly think after that, these people thought like, hey, we're smarter than they are. We're not going to buy their shit. We can see the basics. We got common sense. Chances of that happening are 1/10. Now you got somebody who's looking at everything, saying it's a 1 in 10,000, like that they're actually telling the fucking truth. Now win me over with some overwhelming facts to prove your innocence. Overwhelming.
You're not supposed to have to prove anything. Prove.
How can you prove you weren't a part of it? How can you prove you weren't a part of something that you weren't a part of?
Yeah.
I mean, that would be like someone pointing the finger at you and pointing the finger at Wendy, and you'd be like, "Look, how do I prove I wasn't part of something I wasn't part of?" Other than the person's going to sit there and point fingers now. Like, that's why I felt on deaf ears. That's why I was open with that, and that's why I was closed with that. His sweetheart shows up at the crime scene. That street, on that time, on that day.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That smells like shit.
It does. It sounds terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I'm involved in the case. See, even this, I said I'm involved. Like, I'm involved, but I'm not involved. Oh, he said he's involved. Like, understand the context of what I'm saying is, like, I'm involved and I look at it in the case. And I'm like,
it looks crazy. Mm-hmm.
It looks, the ex-wife goes out of her way to drive by the murder scene right after hitting and come and kill her husband, ex-husband. After she talks to her mother and brother.
Yeah.
Like, you just painted the picture of the definition of conspiracy. You hear that, and everyone wants to know, why haven't they been arrested? We painted the picture. The problem is, it's all a false premise. At first, I didn't even think she was there. I thought it was bullshit. She actually was there.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
when I heard that officer said, oh, I saw a minivan that looked like, my wife's minivan, it's a Honda Odyssey, that's burgundy, and it fit the description of the ex-wife, I'm thinking, like, this guy's such an asshole. He's making this shit up. Like, there's tons of these out here. Wendy wasn't there. He wasn't. Wendy was there. The ex-wife showed up. I mean, listen, if I'm sitting at a bar and someone tells me the story with those couple facts, mind you, like, then you throw in the motive, the relocation that they keep bringing up.
Right.
And then you throw in the crazy emails. These people are crazy. Take them out of context, they're crazy. And you tell me how she benefits, and she's the one showing up. Like, if I was sitting in a bar and someone's like, she has nothing to do with it, you know what I would say? Get the hell out of here. Like, I can put two and two together. Like, you know what? What would you say if someone said that to you?
The thing is, I get it, and you're 100% right, and it all sounds like it's piling on, except she really wasn't on trial there. You were. And they spent more time on her.
And relocation and this and that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. If she was a part of it, then I had to get done. And if you sit there and go over all that stuff that I just belabored, and I said, and you said no, I can add 2 + 2. That sounds very, 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 very suspicious. And you can get in your head that this girl had to be what's about to transpire. Then it's not it's a small step to do anything. The small step. Because look at the connection. Look at who I know. Look at who my ex-girlfriend was. And then look who was there. And look who was showing up. So here's the thing. If you could make it seem like when she's lying about the relocation, if she's lying about her feelings about Tallahassee, if all she wants to do is move, and all that gets accomplished, and then she couldn't help herself to show up at the crime scene, if you can prove that, you can. If you could have someone thinking she had to have advanced knowledge that she was there, then you've got a degree getting in the palm of your hand, and everything else is just like all things. That's like the foundation of the 1 in 10,000 was my friend from Detroit says. That's 1 in a million. Are you kidding me? That's like 1 in a million. You could have a better chance of winning the lotto than having that happen. So if you could convince them that, hey, it's not a 1 in 10,000 or a 1 million occurrence, then you got to say he's guilty. Almost. Like, she doesn't show up there. She doesn't know about it. If she knows about it, who does she know about it from? Who does this all about? The person showing up. The person wanting to leave, the person who lied about how much she liked Tallahassee. Like, you read the emails, they want to get the hell out of here. This is a small stop on the way to civilization. Wasn't that what this was? Your husband worked at Florida State University. He worked at Florida State University, and he put the word North in there. The name of the city was fucking identical to Tallahassee. Like 2 letters off. I don't remember the name of it, but Walkahassee.
Hiawatha or something.
Hiahassee. The fictional town was Hiahassee. Yeah, Hiahassee.
It doesn't.
What was it?
Hiawatha.
I watched it. I mean, it sounds very similar. Her husband was a professor. She had 2 kids in immigration. Like, it's like you writing a story about a husband who's a doctor and you're a school teacher and someone's got 3 kids and 2 boys and a girl. Like, and they're from New York. They moved to South Florida, to the South. Like, you know what I mean? It would be like, okay, you're getting this from somewhere. I mean, but it got dumbed down to the point that once you had that as a foundation, everything else became like more worship. That's why they spent so much time on relocation and her route that day, and everything else. Because that's an unbelievable story into itself. But now you want me to go even more unbelievable. I mean, they put her on trial there.
I know they did.
You know, there's a reason why they were putting a picture of her out in the right at the Katie on the beach.
You know?
You know, it was showing the connections. Like, it was showing the familiarity. It was putting the faces together of the players. Like, that was a good picture of Dave Warren, actually. And Pierre. You saw that picture they put up with me?
No, are you talking about the driver's license photo?
No, they put a picture of me up. I was laying there with Katie when I went to the Keys.
Oh, that one.
Second floor. Yeah. That's what I looked like back then. They took a photo that was my updated driver's license photo that I was updated from 2019. This happened in 14. Why isn't a picture of what I look like in 14?
Well, because that makes you look
Clean,
very clean.
much more clean cut and short hair.
Right.
Like much more clean cut. And that's what I look like in like that picture is 14. That's what I look like in 14. Like no beard, shorter hair.
Yeah.
The one
Why would they show that? Why would they show that? That would look good.
Yeah, when I'm 18, I have no problem. But if you're going to talk about 14, why don't you show what I look like in 14? You know, like.
Because they're trying to paint a picture. That's why they're trying to paint a picture. They don't care if it's true or it's not true. They're trying to paint a picture.
Yeah.
That's exactly what.
I'm sorry. I know I've been talking forever. Right?
Oh, it's fine.
I'm just sitting here, like literally all my heart's ripped out. You feel the same way? Like I'm still in shock. I go from shock to sadness to anger. Like shock and sadness. Yes. Like disbelief. Like
But that, and I feel like a heart thing that's out. Not plausible yet. I can't go with it yet. Can't.
Like when I'm talking to you and just talking about things that's normal, when I'm not talking, I like head in other places and I fucking
I know, but be careful because You know, at some point, nobody came today, which I'm really pissed about, but they didn't come.
Well,
To your cell, Mr. Chief.
no,
Over here.
the chief was supposed to come today. I still come tomorrow. And it's like I get like numbness in my hands, my arms, like I get cold, like cold, numb waves. It literally feels like. I mean, honestly, it feels like the heart has been ripped out.
I know how you feel. I know. Trust me, I know.
I mean, I know it's affecting you guys. I know it's affecting Wendy. I feel terrible. I wanted to do so much stuff with them. Like, literally,
I know.
It kills me not being able to be doing stuff with him over the last year. Like, he's actually becoming like a cool teenager. Like, I was getting to the point where I was thinking maybe I won't. Like, I'll go to Asia for a few months, hang out, decompress, and, you know, I'll back to the farm and do like the life there if I can. I'll take sort of quiet down for a little while. I'm going to go back to my home.
I know what you wanted, and I know you were going to take time, and you were going to think about how to do it, how much time.
I take like 3 months off, and it's February. I'm going to go out there with February. I'm going to go up to Scott to a new place in Vietnam, go to Costa Movie, fly back and forth. Like, everything I've worked for my whole life, like, all I have fucking did is work, to be honest with you. Like, so I was 29, I did a karaoke school. I got out, I worked 6 days a week, sometimes 7 days a week. And I made a ton of money. And I had people steal from me. And I lived a very low-key lifestyle. Really did. I mean, even when I bought a limo, I paid $7,500. I paid for half of it.
I know.
You know, like, I didn't really spend money on things. I mean, the one thing I treated myself with is that I was like 5 years old. And 5 years old when I bought it, 5.5 years old. That was the only item. That was literally one item. Like, outside of that, like, I bought a boat for $8,000. You know, I have boats that I bought and sold, but I never.
I know. You never treated yourself.
I never treated myself. I never fucking treated myself. Still have the same 3 pairs of jeans, the same 1 pair of dress shoes. Like, all I fucking did was work. Work. Help everybody else out along the way. And like, and now I'm here. And now it's like, just even thinking about like making a truck for Roman, like, him growing up without me is the one thing that fucking kills me.
Mm-hmm.
How can you even explain to you? I mean, being a parent, like, having to want to do all these things with him, and like, I'm going to be kind of parent that, like, takes, you know, listen, I'm 47, I waited so long to have a kid. Like, I could finally be financially set and, like, be that fun dad that's not working all the time and do all kinds of great stuff with him, and, like, he can be my twin. And now I'm fucking sitting here making up a will. I just get these fucking poor, like, every time I talk to one on the phone, it's hard. What is that? They have to hear his voice, but it fucking hurts twice as bad. It hurts twice as bad talking to him.
This pisses me off. He is sobbing about Roman, and he just had the father of his nephews killed.
I mean, like, oh, I'm happy that the kid doesn't know, but he's not going to remember me outside of pictures of the videos. Trust me, one would recognize it if you knew for this. One would recognize what I look like. Oh. You will have no memory of me outside of pictures and videos of the outside world.
You know what, Charlie? This is just why you need to just have hope, think that we are trying to do something, and just hang in there, because that's all upsetting stuff. It's awful, and there are opportunities. So we've got to follow through with them, and it's takes some time. You're right, but just don't, you know.
I'm gonna have hope, but Dan flat out told me like that's a year and a half to 2 years to the appeal. You know, I mean, I've already been here for over a year and a half. That's just for like the process to get going. It's like, Jesus, I wish I could say I had an effective counsel, but I had a shitty judge, or I had like, wow, holy shit! Like I was on cloud nine a week ago. I came off of there. Dan was like showing me text messages that people were sending him. Well, like I wasn't giving away my stuff. I gave away my socks. I gave away my other long sleeve shirts I have. I got one that's at home available. Like, I literally was like, "This is happening." Like, holy shit! Like we're way ahead. No, these people had deaf ears at the time when he showed up at the crime scene. You know, you can only tell one crazy story at a time for people to not say you got lots of stories. She's got common sense on her side. She couldn't help herself. Like, I mean, she even said Katie came in here and lied.
Yeah, she lied. Couldn't keep
No, Castle made it admitted to that. It's like, yeah, look at everything else.
She twists and turns all over the place, so she had no option.
Yes, but look at everything else. Well, everything else was all some crazy shit that happened. It doesn't mean it didn't. It was just it was hard to believe it happened. And if you think that Wendy showed up because she knew, then you got to think it. That was the take-home message.
Yeah.
And I literally when Andrew died, I felt maybe that was a sign of things. I know you think I'm superstitious and I am in certain things, but if you look at when and how and everything else around it, that was a sign of God. I even said it like it's a sign of that shit.
You know what? I think we're all a little superstitious.
Yeah, but that's crazy. How about all the stuff around you?
Donna, you're not superstitious. You're guilty. That's what it is.
There's no understanding. Honestly, you didn't have a chance in hell up there.
No, there was
No matter how good everybody was, and they were beyond good. You didn't have a chance.
No, the answer was like, oh, it depends on what jury you pick. Listen, I had Josh fucking Lubin taking the jury with his two associates who do this professionally come down. They had if you see the whole diagram they made up, it was on everybody, and like they dug into these people. They knew who we had. They knew who we had to get rid of. Like with all that, you couldn't get one.
Dan was worried about having one that was both guilty and would be hung. That's what his answer to me was. Right. He was thinking, listen, I'm thinking, because usually when I'm on a trial, I'm always hoping that we have one that's going to hang the trial. He goes, in this case, he goes, we should win. He goes, I'm worried about getting somebody on this jury that's going to think guilty when the other 11 are finding innocent, and then we hang that way. He's like, I'm worried about an 11-1 hang, not a 1-11 hang. Like, that was his thought. And then when everything was coming in, he said, like, when everything's coming in, you got the testimony coming in from everybody. You got everything coming in. Like, it's looking good. But he said to me, he said, if someone would have told me, well, this was like a Friday. He said, if someone would have told me 2 weeks ago, this is where we would be at this point in the trial with everything coming in, I would have been ecstatic. I would have been ecstatic.
You know, a man based his reputation on this case, Charlie. Believe me. He didn't leave a stone unturned.
He spent all his time, like he would be on a bicycle, he'd be listening to podcasts. He would be talking to the bicycle group about it. He was talking to trying to play tennis, to trying to get feels for like what kind of jurors we do for us. He was talking to old people. He would go to a family dinner and say, hey, we think of this case I'm working on. Tell people come back and see how it resonates with them and see what people think and like, you know, and like present the argument, see what people think. It wasn't that. They were overwhelmed by the stakes, dumbing it down and a couple crazy facts, and then you have deaf ears. Because, holy shit, I've heard for the last 6 months, he was worried about having one juror that makes it hang. I was hoping to have one juror to make it hang, but here's the problem, Mom. You need 12 to walk out of this place. And I should have not spilled so much weed and thought through it and said to myself, Charlie, you got 12 that you need to say to let you walk. Like that's what the guard said to me when I was downstairs. You need all 12 to agree. You all 12 innocent or all 12 guilty. Right. And when he said that to me, I was thinking to myself, I was looking at this face and I walked in today, the closing statements, and one of them looked me in the face. And I was thinking, like, I'm not getting all 12 of those people to agree. So if all 12 will agree, you're going to have to run it back again with the hung jury. They're doing it again. They're doing it again. So even if you got one at 12, you know what that means? You're doing it again. But at least it's like, all right, we're still fighting. We're still in this. Like, don't give up hope. We got a trial coming up. It's like it never even happened. We're going at it again. Come on. Don't lose your focus. Like, you know how much I sell to myself with all my food and sell to myself, like, and a pushing on, like, not in prison where I'm worried, like, I couldn't even go through my sit, you know, or like, it's not like I'm going to have a quiet place to maybe study and use my attorney all the time and, like, you know, go through all this stuff. I mean, I had my A game. You know, I looked my A game. I used to look the same after I go in. I'm not going to be, you know, it's like the disheartening part of Mom is that with everything that was done, not one person out of 12.
Was Dan heading back today?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't called him. I'll tell you all day very much. I just am like, you know, so to think like, okay, you're going to get the appeal, you're going to win the appeal, you're going to get a new trial, you're going to get a change of venue with a new trial. Like, do you see the circus that was just there now? It'll be there, but more when you get a new trial.
Not a change in venue. It won't be the same. It won't be the same. Will there be media? Of course. It won't be the same. It will not.
Maybe we will get a change of venue. You know, I mean, but like, listen, if these people flat out told the judge, like, I can be fair, I can, like Dan said, because I don't think the jurors were honest with us when they sat down. Like, if we got rid of the ones that were honest, listen, you only know what someone tells you. You know, you say they don't know about the case, but they don't know about the case again.
I've never heard that Wendy has the ring and walks around naked with it, wearing it. But it's just what I envisioned because she's just so sick and twisted. And that's just, I guess, what I think. But I think she has it and she kind of, it's like her little prize, you know?
I mean, if they sure wanted to be buddies with each other and give each other their cell phone numbers after the case, they must realize it's a high-profile case. Is that why they wanted to get on? I can't imagine jurors wanting to like keep in contact with other jurors. Like if you have a friend who has to put a number, but like have a group chat. They know what this entails. They were part of something big in Tallahassee. They have a story to tell. The jurors that are on national TV talking about the story, their experience. Like and it's long. It's exactly what I thought it would be. Exactly. You ever feel something in your bones? Like, I know it sounds crazy when I'm talking.
No, it's not.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, have you ever felt that? Like,
Yeah,
having a
sometimes.
feeling in like having a feeling in your bones. Like, I could feel it in my bones. Like, I felt it in my gut. Like, this is when that girl, Christy Crawford, was visiting Miami and she was telling me about what a big deal was in Tallahassee and like, took pictures with me and like her friends up in Tallahassee. And I was like, you know, weird vibe. She's around people like people with money and her dad ran for governor and like she's around the same circle of people. Like for her to be making such a big deal about this, telling me how big it is, it made me sick. Because as she spoke, it made me feel like she's making such a big deal about it. Like this is the biggest thing up there. So like when we finally get an Adelson up there,
Yeah.
in my bones, I was thinking like, I won't stand a chance in hell. I won't stand a chance in hell. And these people are not going to stop. They're going to be like a dog going after a bone.
My understanding is Wendy never really wore the ring. I think it was like her engagement ring, but then it was kept locked up because of its value, and she wore a band, I think. And technically, y'all don't hate me for this, but I think that would be considered a gift. But if she was a nice human, you would give it back. But we know she's a bitch.
And that's what it's going to be. Like, this is crazy. Like, what am I hanging around for? You know, like,
I'm sure that.
what am I, you know? I really felt like I was looking at it. I mean, look, I went so far that time to say, look, what was going to end up in North Carolina? Like, let me walking up there, let me paint the picture for you of what it's going to look like. And this wasn't, I was doing that came in the house that night to generate something. You remember?
I do.
Like, and then
I know this call is long, but we're
halfway between my house,
and so we might as well
bar
let it
store,
out.
on the street,
Y'all
everybody
please
out,
follow her.
transpired.
Realize and Alibis, Gigi. She has tons of these.
Top it off, don't-
Highly recommend.
And he said, 6-7 months. You know, then I came in here, it was taking 6-7 months, and then somehow, you remember when I first came in and you were like, Marcus didn't try the case until February? You were thinking?
No, but he said, I can fit you in April of 23. I can fit you in.
Right. No, he was in April of 23. He went to a trial on that federal case up here and won.
I know, Charlie, but at the time, that was the date he was getting. That was the date.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was like April. I'm like, oh my God. Like, well, April turned into October 23, real quick. It's like, I mean, it was February. February, they said, okay, it's going on in the end. We were sitting there in February, July. And it was like, okay, we're going to go on and, we're going to go and, we're going to go October 23rd. And I was like, holy shit, that's 240 days. Over 240 fucking days. And I was like, literally counting down on. I probably had a countdown from solid countdown from like around 180. Counting to 80. Looking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, 2:45 in the morning. Okay, 179 days left in the shade. And I remember when I was at 126 days.
Yeah.
Every day, like, had knuckles with his side, like 125 days. Like, hit knuckles and 124 days. And he said, man, I can't think it's at 100. Then we got to 100. I'm like, okay, once they get to 100, right, 100, I'm going to feel good. 90, I'm going to feel great. 60 is going to feel real. 30 is going to be like game on, like game case coming up on trial. I was like so fucking pumped. I didn't stand a fucking chance. This is not, oh, this jury was bad. I didn't stand a fucking chance with a prosecutor who's gonna sit there with money, browsing the liquor store, all the other shit, and the TV go. They're gonna sit there and the death years. I couldn't hit 1 or 12 to be good. Like I could not get 1 out of 12.
I don't think it mattered what was going on there, Charlie. I think they just.
I think the case was decided actually if it was closing case. I think the closing case was like make everybody sick. Their purpose was of putting one hospital, the same hospital go to open lives and leaving it up their line. So I'm sure that didn't make people like I'm sure the period people I understand why. But like how could that be after the cross-examination of me on Friday, Thursday?
Oh my God, was that
Like
Charlie? I think it was. Did y'all hear that?
Like how the fuck did that work? Like how could, and here's the thing, how could you not get 1? Or just one that wants to fight and listen to the evidence and read through stuff? I mean, how do you have what? You don't have fucking 1. You don't have hindsight. No, analyzing with you. I mean, sergeant who works in the post office is probably the worst person. He's a big tall black guy who has a 5, not even like following me around. He's a leader and he works in the post office. I go routes. The probability of me taking that route makes me think that we have a big problem.
Did Charlie just say that guy's a leader? He works at the post office. I'm not going to rewind it, but I think that's what he said. And I just want to say, loophole lawyer being here earlier, holy crap. That would be like my dream to be a guest on there.
Like who knows routes and neighborhoods that are going to close down?
Yeah. Nobody.
And how many different routes? But you're going to just drive to Trescott Lake. Same time your husband's getting shot. Like listen, after that, well, you talk to your brother that morning for 18 minutes. Like,
I didn't know there was something.
okay. What did you say, Mom?
They said, he said, talk to my brother for 18 minutes. I mean, they made up stories about this one talks to this one talks to that one. Yeah, it's a family. They do that.
I'll call it to say the appointment was made. Okay. And I called Wendy because I was in a fight with Katie. And I called my mom, Katie. Like, girlfriend's office. Here's the thing. I only talk to Wendy like every 10 days, 2 weeks. The only reason I spoke to her was because I was in a fight with Katie. Yes, okay. What I should do. So, call my sister first thing I got on the phone. I'm like, I won't call her. Somebody don't call her. That's it. Just a little bit. Sitting down, and then you have stupidity, absolute asinine stupidity, right? And then you're talking about theories of landmines. But here we have a lifeline conversation again. Like, 1997, I had that number called in 1976. Same numbers on my cell phone. So I'm not trying to hide anything. Like, the only time the whole case I wanted to have privacy was when I was on the phone with Eric, and I'm like, let me call you from your cell phone. I'll call you from my landline. That time, and then because I didn't know what Eric was just saying. Katie was overly cautious after Mike told me don't talk anything about Katie. Eric was talking about Katie. I was like, no, Mike told me that the phone's now. Let me be cautious. Whatever he was going to say. That was it. That was the one time. And I tell them. But they have a pie chart. The first text, The second attempt, I called 7530536. Yeah, just a little odd, but you're only there for 60, 70 days all year.
For the whole year.
And 2 years. So I said that to Dan, and he said, no, you don't even want me to point to show him that's nonsense. But I don't know. I mean, they made a demonstrative out of it. They just did a big pie with the tiniest sliver being the 24 columns out of the 3,500 columns that big. Like, I think it's significant. It is statistically significant because I never call that number. But I don't want to call it if I knew you were home. Otherwise, I'd always call yourself. Like, I must have known you were home, so that's all I wanted to realize. That was always a better connection. But I'm calling from my cell phone. But you know what? They brought that up in opening, and they brought that up in closing. That was part of the closing. You know what they were doing? They were taking all the things that they could say are statistically significant. They go, look at how many statistically significant things that are occurring. And there's comes a point that you try to start adding them all up, and you're going, hey, the 2 times you called, the 2 times these guys went up on the trip, and 2 times he's calling spares from them. That's significant. Like, is Wendy showing up? Chances of the TV being mentioned in 3 different ways, significant. Yeah. Like, we got a number of things that keep coming up that are like, that are significant because they're all vague conic relations. Fucking coincidences, that's why you can't explain, like, why I bought a TV because you didn't have a fucking TV.
That's right.
You said TV because the guy asked for 5. If he asked for 50,000, I guarantee you that this car costs about 50.
I wouldn't.
No, how do you talk?
That made sense to say something that costs about that amount of money.
Back in that time, the TV was a couple thousand, 3, 4, 5. 15 years ago, it was 3, 4, 5. Because the TV is 5, I would be like, are you talking $500?
No.
The TV is 500. So if after 50 grand, you would have said this car is about 50. I would have known the car costs about 50. TV even costs about 5. It wouldn't be $5. 15 years ago, it said it would be about 500. We're likely to be 1,000. So, like, is it statistically significant that code word being brought up? I mean, it's odd as fuck that you had to buy that for Wendy for her divorce code. 2012. You know what I paid for that TV set?
I don't.
$2,000. Maybe $2,200.
Really? I knew it was a couple of thousand. I just didn't remember how much.
Yeah, I was just in the car. I'll be saying what she need. If she wants, she's a nice TV set. If you go get her a really nice TV set, they'll pay for it. $2,200. Just to have more money than those times. You know, I never spent a single airline mile. I was, you know, when I was in Kyoto, she wanted to take me to Japan, meet the family, and do all that stuff. She wanted to fly first class, and I was put off by the idea. Kind of annoyed that she couldn't go and fly first class. I've never flown first class in my life. We go home and first class. We looked up how many airline miles it was going to cost me for a round trip ticket. It was like 346,000 airline miles. That's saving you miles forever. So, I mean, it was going to cost me like 700,000 airline miles to fly to Japan back and forth, first class, business class, something like that. And I was so pissed that you wanted to fly first class like that. And then that was also going to be like a good solid 2 weeks off work.
Yeah. I wanted to. I know.
Jesus Christ, if I had a fucking time machine, holy shit.
Charlie, by the way, just in case we get to 4:15, so I don't want you to, you know, it might go off at 4:30.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
It definitely will.
It will, I know. But
Yeah.
it's
So we got 13 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I was very put off by the idea of getting 700,000 sky miles. And I was very put off by the thought of missing two and a half weeks of work.
And I would have gone to Japan as a beautiful girl and loved me and wanted to have a family and have a life and flew on first class. Instead, I fucking worked like a little dog, made more money for fucking what? Fucking what? I got, what, 2.5 million airline miles now?
I don't know what you have, but it's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. You got about 2.5 million airline miles. Maybe more. Fucking what? Fucking what? 2.5 million airline miles. Don't want to take 2 weeks off of work. Just sitting in jail rotting for almost 19 months. I'm literally behind the way. 19 months. I look like that.
Yeah.
First time this mirror glass makes me like, I can actually see what I look like as I'm looking off like a chrome plate. Like, it doesn't look the same. I mean, it's like, it just bothered me. Like, it honestly, like, you couldn't have a bigger change in life. Like, being 36 years old, the girl wanted me to move into the continuum with her family, fly first class to Japan, need a family that's super successful. You know, she wanted to get a home, and home right biscuits, get a dog, have kids, to the shit. You couldn't have a bigger change to do. You couldn't. I mean, like, you realize what I experienced in life, like where I was, what I built up, where I got through life on my own, what my life was like. You know, hanging out with friends who liked me and were successful and good times and opportunities, and building, working, doing nothing but working. No, I don't want to go to Japan with Juco. I'll take it 2.5 weeks off of work. I'm using all these airline miles up.
Yeah.
That was 30. That was a 36. 35. 36. Holy shit. Yeah. I mean, all my friends were struggling trying to figure out their businesses. I was thinking to continue with Juco out of the Cuban and talking about our future. And that was reality. That was pinnacle. You can't get higher than that. Beautiful girl. She had money. You know, I was successful. Both good looking. Nothing but like opportunity galore.
So we all wish we had a time machine. Say that.
But you got to understand, Mom, that's what my life was.
I know what your life was.
It's not like, oh, I was hoping to do this. I mean, I was there. Like, I was there. I made it.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking made it, and I made it on my own. Like, I didn't make it by screwing people over. I made it on my own. Nobody was helping me. Nobody was doing shit for me.
Yeah.
You know, if I asked my sister for something, it was to fucking translate something into Spanish. That was the big ask. Like, I wasn't. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do it, man. Hey, if you could get that.
Charlie? Charlie? Hello?
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. Yeah. I'll see you tomorrow, man. All right, buddy. I guess they're, it's like it's a good idea what I think they're doing. You gotta try something. I guess we recorded on the news. You're watching the other pod. Then I put it for for something that happened at the trial, whoever Dan filed yesterday.
He filed the motion.
Yeah, he filed the motion yesterday. I woke up at 6:30 in the morning and they were talking about it on the radio. And then the plot next door, they're seeing it. Well, listen, who knows? The jurors said they exchanged numbers and there may be something in their chat. Like, you know, it's just a prayer. It's just a prayer.
It's a prayer. That's right.
Like, really just sending up a prayer. So I just feel Mom,
in so many awesome ways in my life. Like, I mean, it kills me in that I know where I was, like, what my life looked like, what my fucking opportunities look like. And it's like, I've been tough for the last year and a half.
I know you're home. I know you're home.
It's really been like, I can make it through this. Like, I've never been to jail before. I've been in jail for 19 months now. You know, but like, I knew this was going to be, you know, I knew this was going to be bullshit before I even got up here. Like, I knew it in my bones, and I fucking expressed it many times. I mean, let me ask you this: did I ever say anything other than what it was going to be when I got up here?
I do. No, I know you did. I know you did.
You know, and I'm like, and I still want for her. I still try to like create something similar to the life. I saw my life change. I saw the people in my life change. I saw the opportunities in my life disappear. I saw what I was to people that just trying to use me. And I saw the level of girls that I used to get and then did get. And it's just like the quality of everything just went down the fucking boil. Quality of the people, the quality of the opportunity, the quality of like everything that I like was around me. And hold on a second. Yeah. Thanks, buddy. I'll catch you tomorrow, hopefully. You know, I just literally saw all this fear before my eyes. And I still stayed and like went into the bullshit that I was fed. I spent a fortune, fucking absolute fortune, embracing the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And brought in the absolute fucking best, given the best shot in the whole world.
Yes, you did.
The best shot in the whole world we're going to have. You know, I was as sharp as I'm ever going to be in that room. I was prepared as I'm ever going to be. And the fucking year of his life, like, the limitations of his hand. He had Kate, he had Dubin, he had everybody, guns are blazing.
Yep.
Not one. You know what that one tells me? You have a fucking chance anyway. Not a chance at all. With that level of everything, to not get one,
It's just,
thanks, guys. You know, that's what it tells me. Like, not fucking one. Not anyone really putting time in there that day. Like, I knew that's what I was up against.
Charlie, it's just give you a heads up. 4:27. If we get cut off, you call it back. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry to keep going on. I feel better when I talk to you.
Well, good.
Okay.
Fine.
Thank you for listening to me.
Yeah. Thank you for listening. I love you, and oh, there's no words for this. There's just no words. You're not getting a lot of encouragement with this guy not showing at 4:30. I'm really annoyed.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it'll be today. Tomorrow. You could call Dan and let him know that.
They never came back. What's the max? NACK?
Yeah, we're gonna have trouble.
Okay, I'll tell him.
I just, you know, along with like, which just killed me, is I fucking knew what Tallahassee was just be about in this whole experience before I got up there. So it's like, I knew what it could be. I knew it was going to be. I bought into the bullshit it wasn't going to be. But it clearly is what I thought it was, in that you can't get one fucking juror. Not one. Because the strength that I had to use up on people that were the 911 operators and that was on the lieutenant on the fire in the police department. Like, the lady whose boyfriend's the sheriff's officer in town. Like, it wasn't real strikes. It was like people you had to get rid of. Couldn't keep one good one for me. The jury by fucking tears. There's not one person on there that was, yeah, the alternate was like here. That's why he made the alternate. Yeah, he said he would have quit it. We'd have a hung jury, we'd be go to trial.
Right.
Yeah. This was the fucking exactly what I thought it was going to be. Listen, I'm not going to give up hope. I'm going to stay in there.
Oh,
fight.
Please don't, because we'll fight. As long as I know you're hanging in there, we will fight for you, Charlie. You know that.
Yeah, well, I will. I know you guys are going to take care of stuff on the outside.
Yeah.
What, Charlie?
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
I know. I all the time. That's a good thing.
I love you guys. All right, Dan, I love you.
Too.
I'll call you guys after 30, okay?
That's great.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Love you.
Hey, tell me. Hey, can you tell me?
Tell Dan what I just texted him. Charlie, let's cut it.
I mean, y'all, thank y'all for putting up with that. That was amazing. One quick thing I want to show y'all. Make sure y'all can see. Okay. Just real quick. I know y'all are tired because that was a lot of Charlie and Donna. So this is the Florida Supreme Court case view. So you can kind of see what's going on. I mean, you can pull up anybody's, Sigfredo's, Charlie's. So this is what I've been checking. And I did a short about it. I think it was yesterday. And somebody was like, I don't even know what this means. So, okay. I was just going to show y'all. So it starts out with, so he was convicted in November of 23, and then he was sentenced in December of 23. And then in January of 24, they filed the appeal, or his, I almost said realtor, his attorney, Ufferman. But you can see a lot of these different documents. So let me bring up another tab. So this is what he had filed in January of 24. It was the notice of appeal. So I think you have 30 days. We heard Everett say that with Donna. So filed the appeal. Okay. And then there was a lot of like back and forth. So his appellate attorney, Ufferman, who was also the guy, Wade Wilson's appellate attorney. Anyhow, but then there's stuff back and forth, you know, they deny it. But then this was filed in October of 24. I don't know what you call this, a brief or motion to relinquish jurisdiction. So it just talks about all the conflict with Rashbaum. And it's really kind of interesting about how Rashbaum represented Charlie, but had also represented Donna. And so that was all the conflict. So for any of y'all new to the case, Donna was originally supposed to go to trial in September of 24. And basically the day jury selection was supposed to start, Rashbaum had to quit because of all the conflict. But it goes into all the detail. And I would love to go over this on a live. I don't know if that's something that interests y'all. I am not an attorney at all. Which sometimes I think can help so that people, like, I know sometimes on the law channels I follow, like I'm intimidated to ask the lawyer stuff. And then most recently, the appellate court sent back this document. So it's like 57 pages, but this is what my short was about. Just saying, like, they're like denying it again and just saying they're affirming his convictions. So Ufferman had until like the end of October, mid-October to respond, but he has filed an extension request because he's been busy. So we're expecting a response from Ufferman by November 5th, which is Wednesday. So I just wanted y'all to know that that's something I'm working on. And y'all like me in this Miami office? I like it. So I hope y'all had fun. I had fun. And I appreciate y'all so much. And thank you for the super chats. That was so nice. I just kind of added that stuff this week. I don't even kind of know what I'm doing, but it was fun. And I love chatting with y'all. And my email is posted on my channel, on my YouTube page. So if you ever want to send me ideas, I love it. Like I get some great ideas from y'all. And oh, thanks. So my hair. So I was the Pink Ladies today. So I like really volumed it up and I did like a clip to try to have Sandra D volume. And I busted out the black eyeliner, which I gave up when I turned 50. So thank y'all and hope y'all have an awesome night. And I'll see y'all next time. Thanks.